Hey everyone, welcome to the Self-Awareness Journey podcast. I'm Melissa Albers.
And I'm JJ Parker. This podcast is for seekers of happiness, joy, and a centered approach to success in life. Seekers of their true, authentic selves.
Get ready for some real talk on everything from anxiety, emotions, and habits to love, compassion, and forgiveness. We know you'll be challenged and enlightened by this conversation, and we're so glad you're here. Let's dive in.
All right, Melissa, I refuse to let go of summer.
Yay!
We're getting towards the end of summer, or it is kind of the end of summer, depending on where you live in the country. If you're one of us northern dwellers, coming into September is kind of like
depressing.
The end.
I know.
So let's talk about your summer. How was your summer?
I had a great summer. Well, it flew by. It absolutely flew by.
Yes. I have been thinking about that a lot, I feel like the older I get, the faster summer goes.
Yeah. It actually is probably true of all time. Everything goes faster, but I think we do highlight. I think being where we live, I think you do have a really special relationship with summer. And we've talked about that in the years past. It's like you just do. You think about it differently. You act differently. You eat differently. You socialize different. There's so many things about summer that you make special. And, really, actually summer here probably is May till September, but officially on the calendar, it's June, July, and August, right? And so you have this little window of the whole year in which you have to cram and pack absolutely everything in. Don't leave anything on the table.
Which is kind of ridiculous. Like, you can do a lot of the summer things, even if it's not like truly 90 degrees out in summer, but
no, you can't.
Okay.
Oh, no, you're right.
But I agree. I've actually never lived in a place where the climate is like more temperament or even. So I've always lived here where it's, it's summer, then we just right down into winter, like these bigger swings in
with 3 days
seasons.
Notice. Yeah.
And I agree with you. It's like as soon as spring comes, even before spring comes, it's like, okay, what's the calendar? We're getting things, we're getting things planned out for summer. We have a to-do list. My daughter for years has always made her summer to-do list. And it's like a poster on her wall. It's so cute.
Oh my gosh. I forgot. My daughter used to do that too with her friend. I forgot about that.
And it's filled with way too many things.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you could accomplish all of those things, but we try.
Yes,
and it's fun. And actually part of the fun is in spring, kind of daydreaming about all the things you could do.
I agree. And looking forward to, because you do start planning stuff. You plan vacations, you plan weekends, you just do. You're planning outdoor stuff and whatever. And, I always laugh because in the middle of April or towards the end of April, it'll be 40 degrees with 3 feet of snow on the ground still, and out come the shorts.
Yeah, the Minnesotans are in the shorts. Like, oh, this is awesome.
It's 50 degrees. It's summer.
Let's go find the lounge chairs and put them in the driveway. This is the only thing that doesn't have snow on it.
Well, only if it's a blacktop. Otherwise it probably still does. So what did you do this summer what did you do this summer that you found, like, tell me about it. I want to hear some of your highlights.
Okay. So I started my summer coaching boys tennis at the high school.
That's right.
And I've coached so tennis, high school tennis, bookends. So they do boys tennis in the spring and girls tennis in the fall. And I've been doing girls tennis for many years.
Right.
This was the first year I was the head coach for
the
boys team.
Yeah.
And I was excited. I love being out on the court with these kids and teaching them things. But the boys spring tennis season is horrible because it's like it's cold and then it's super beautiful and then it like
Yeah.
snows, and then it's
right.
great, and then it
Yeah.
rains. Like
Typical
it's-
Minnesota. Typical Minnesota
So
spring.
it was a
You don't
rocky
know.
start to summer, but it ended on a couple really beautiful days. And
Well, you
proudly-
also had.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
What?
I was just gonna say. I was also gonna say, and you also did experience, like, you ran into summer with this project. Like, you were in a dead run. This was not a
Oh, yeah.
relaxing enter
No.
into this experiment with like a chill. No, it was like, where are your lesson plans? Where are you every single
No.
day? Like, that
it
was
was
a
actually
thing.
a lot harder than I thought.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. Yeah.
But I came out of the spring tennis season early with a really beautiful tan. I had a jump start on my tan because I was on the court like 3 hours a day, like 6 days a week or something. Yeah, it was like
Oh my gosh.
so I got a good head start on that. Real bad tan lines where my socks were.
Stop wearing knee highs, okay? Those are totally out since the 70s. No more knee highs.
So that was a fun start because I got to spend a lot of time outside, which I love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got to
too.
share like my passion for tennis. And we had with these kids, we had a bunch of kids that were, I wouldn't say new to tennis, but like new to this level of tennis.
Yeah.
So it was fun to kind of guide them through that and give them the experience. And
Yeah.
my stated goal as a coach is to make sure they don't hate tennis
By the time
the end
they
of the
leave.
season.
You know what? Actually, that's not a bad goal. That's not a bad goal because you see how some people choose to coach children, and you can see why kids are like, "What? I thought this was going to be fun. I hate everything."
Yeah.
So-
and when you
so
get into
I-
competitive level, when you're
Yeah.
competing, you know,
Right.
and not everyone likes to lose. Pretty much no one likes to
Do
lose.
you know anybody that likes to lose? So I
right.
started my
How'd you
summer
start?
in a very different way than you. I, at a very last minute decision, decided to go to Amsterdam for a week with my
Oh,
girlfriend.
that's right.
She who must not be named because she's such a troublemaker, Fiona. She lives in the UK. Yeah, so I was kind of doing a little experiment, actually. I feel like a lot of times when people make certain plans that they don't normally make, they make it a really, really big deal in their minds, right? Everything's a big deal. And I feel like international travel is one of those topics that very commonly people turn into a huge, huge, huge thing. And it is big. It is big
It's a lot
to
of
do
time.
it, right?
It's a lot more expensive. It's
Yeah.
Into
Yep.
a very unknown place a
Yeah.
lot of times.
Yeah.
So of
Right.
course.
Yeah. However, you can still enter into it with with different behaviors and thoughts. And so honestly, I think I gave like 3 days notice. I just, sent my friend a message and said, "Hey, you want to do that?" She's like, "Yeah." So we literally had a plan in a couple, 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. And we met in Amsterdam, and I had never been. I'd always wanted to go. And I just thought to myself, I keep telling myself that I'm going to do stuff that matters to me, and I keep putting them off. Why am I doing that? So that was one of them. So I started off heading to Amsterdam. The weather was absolutely unbelievably beautiful. We were outside all the time, and we just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. Just silly. Absolutely did so many fun things, and it was just a blast. It was such a fun way. And the other thing I really liked is I made this trip at the end of May. So it felt like it was a whole week of summer in full swing. But then when I got back here, summer was just starting. So I sort of feel like I
You got
cheated
like an
the
extra
system.
week.
Yeah, I feel like I did. I feel like I cheated the system a little bit.
I love that
But
you can
yeah.
get in an airplane and change the weather.
That's so great.
Right?
It's so
That's
true.
kind of that's what an airplane ride is. It's not a destination, it's just a weather change.
I love it. I mean, we've done pods on traveling before, and I
Yep.
could go on and on. I won't, but this summer was the year of trips, and it started with that.
Nice.
Yeah. That's really fun.
Speaking of airplanes, our oldest came home for like a week this summer from San Diego, and I got to go flying with him as a passenger because he's out getting his pilot certificates.
That is such a big deal.
He was, he was home, and it was like an impromptu, like, hey, let's go to the airport, and and you can fly me. And I'd never been the passenger. And not only was I the passenger, I actually sat in the back seat, so I didn't even have the opportunity to like take control of the aircraft.
This is where we pivot.
We pivot. It was so awesome. I was people would think like, oh, well, were you nervous or anything? I was so calm. It was not nerve-wracking at all. The second he approached that aircraft and started doing his walk-around procedure, once he started it up and started taxiing and communicating with air traffic, like, I was like, oh, yeah, no, this kid's got it. Like, it was great.
JJ, that's so amazing. I'm so proud of him.
And, he actually flies the plane better than I can fly the plane. He is so precise and good. And that's what you get from doing it every single day. I don't fly for my job. So, but he does. So, it was awesome. So that was very fun.
That is so fun. Just as an aside, what's left now for him? What does he have left that he's got to do so he can?
He has got to get his like final teaching certificates, and then he probably teaches for a while, and then he figures out what his next job is.
I'm so proud of him. It's just amazing. Yeah, that's so cool.
What else you got?
Another thing that I absolutely love is going to our family cabin on Leech Lake. I love it so much. It's nothing special. It was built in the 70s. It's just super clean, super pristine, and like frilly curtains and lots of knotty pine and mix matched furniture, and it is the best. I absolutely love it. And I went up there a few times this summer, which it's always kind of like a, how many times are we going to get to the lake kind of question. That's another thing, that's another place where you either feel really good or you guilt yourself. Again, you got to kind of watch your thoughts around that so you can really fully enjoy, because whenever we do, it's like, well, we have to try to get up there so many weekends. And then there's the whole, well, we need to do these projects while we're up there. This needs to get done. This needs to get done.
I always tell people, like, some people say, like, oh, I want a cabin. I'm like, cool. Do you love taking care of like more than one house? Like, is your happy place doing yard work and landscaping
and looking for punky wood? I mean,
because if it is, a cabin's for you. If you want to relax, don't get a cabin.
Don't get a VRBO that someone else owns.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this year, it was really fun because I brought a couple girlfriends up there, and Mary and Carolyn, and we've gone every year, and we have so much fun. It's a food fest. Whenever two or more women are gathered, there's always way more food than that you're never ever going to eat all of it. But it was fun to have the option, and it was just even though we all are sort of different in our expectations of what it means to be up north, we all had things that we loved, and we came together and just had such a good time together, And I love that it's a gathering place. And in the summer, it's like trying to figure out, and that was a priority for me. So even in May, I was on the horn with these guys trying to figure out what's one weekend the three of us can actually make it work, because it's so difficult to do with summer.
Coordinating schedules is so hard.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But that was awesome. And so that's like one of my all-time highlights. I love the sound of the deck door opening in the morning. Okay, I love the sound of the fan. I love the sound of other people having a bonfire, not too far away. Like, I don't feel annoyed by the neighbor sounds that some people may have up at the lake. Like, I find those sounds to be sort of rewarding, because it's tradition, and everyone is enjoying that tradition. So that was a really big thing.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of summer traditions that you do over and over,
Yeah.
which are so fun to look forward to.
Yeah.
And give like a nice cadence to your summer a lot of times.
Right. Exactly. And, I feel so lucky if my dad and bonus mom are going to be up there at the same time as we are. Like, I love that. I find that because it's steeped in such deep tradition. Just everybody has their roles at the cabin.
Yep.
There's not, it's not a huge place. So everybody has to behave a certain way and do certain things so that we all enjoy it together.
Yep.
And we all do and love it. Like
That's
cards,
awesome.
for example. Just stuff like that. Did you guys spend much time at your cabin this summer?
No.
No, you didn't, huh? Yeah.
Well, it's like we have all these other things we're doing,
yeah.
and
Well, you're in a different
kid
stage of life
stuff.
with your kids. Yeah.
Yeah. So like every time I go up there, it's like maximum labor, which I love. Actually, like to me, the most relaxing thing I can do is like move rocks around. I love it. I love moving rocks around. But I have this weird thing about our cabin. I don't know if it's weird, but I hate unused resources. Like I hate the thing that stresses me out more than anything in life is our cabin sitting empty, not giving any value to anything.
Yes.
So I actually like, I just say I run a free Airbnb. Like I do. Like I try to get anyone I know to go up there and use it. Any weekend we're not up there, and I for the past couple of years I've booked it like 100% for the whole summer.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I hate it sitting empty. Like other people should enjoy it. And it's not that much work. It's just like, can you just wash the sheets and they kind of, flip it. So we haven't gotten up there a ton. But
well, you are in a season of busyness. So you've got 3 kids that are all just starting college, finishing high school. Yeah, in college. That's a lot.
Yep. And you've got your tradition. I've had a pretty strong tradition the past over a decade of going to the Boundary Waters.
Oh, yes.
So this year was no exception. Abby and I went to the Boundary Waters, and this year we went with some friends we'd not gone with before.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you were going to do that.
Yep. So this was
that's right.
My wife's best friend's husband, who I know, but they live in Green Bay, so it's not like we hang out all the time. So like I know him, but like I don't,
not super
I
well.
haven't spent a whole lot of time with him.
Yeah.
So him and his daughter drove over. We went up in the Boundary Waters and spent 4 days up there, and it was perfect.
Oh, really?
It's because I'm sure if anyone knows about the Boundary Waters, I mean, obviously you have had some amazing stories about how horrible it can be.
Well, both though, on both sides, both extremes.
It really spectrums because it can be the most beautiful place you've ever been, but if you get caught in weather, it can also be kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
And really miserable.
You know what I was just thinking about? At the very beginning, like 6 years ago, or 5.5, 6 years ago when we started doing this pod, one of our very first, I think it was one of our very first, was a story because was that our canoe? I can't remember if it was our canoe or it was another borrowed canoe. I can't remember. Anyway, and you had a really scary experience up there because it was before you were like a seasoned veteran of the Boundary Waters, which you are now.
Yes.
Anyway, you called that the canoe of death story, I think.
A canoe of terror. It was the canoe of terror.
Oh my gosh.
It was scary.
That is a podcast. That's a pod that I would encourage people to go listen to because it's a great story. But I think that the labeling of it maybe scared people off from listening. I remember when we were watching stats every single week when we first started doing this pod. I do remember that one was slightly less, and we're like, that was one of our better pods.
That was the best one.
How could they weren't listening?
So no terror stories off this last trip this summer. I mean, it was.
But you guys had fun though. Was that dad had he been a camper before, or?
So he had actually been there quite a few times when he was younger. He hadn't been there for like a decade. He actually brought with him a little notebook that he had logged every trip he'd ever been to up there with like notes and where they stayed and everything. So it was fun for him to reminisce.
Fun.
and
That's cool.
get back into it. And he was like, "Oh, we got to do this again." It's
Oh, that's awesome.
contagious when you have a really amazing experience up there.
Yeah. And did Abby get along with her?
Oh yeah, they're super good friends, and
that's great.
And
that's great.
for their daughter, it was like her first time up there. So it's fun for Abby to share that experience with her. Part of these camping trips that I really like is, you have a shared experience, whether it's good or bad. Doesn't really even matter. But like it's an adventure, it's new, we're doing something together. It's kind of hard. I like doing, I mean, obviously, if anyone's listened for a while, I like doing things that are kind of hard or miserable together with people. Shared suffering is my favorite kind of bonding.
Shared suffering. You Buddhist.
Oh. But it was
awesome.
It was perfect. And the food was so good. We go so bougie up there. And Martin is just like never gone with so much food before. He's like always
really?
packing in, dehydrated
gorp.
food and whatever.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Right.
And we're bringing steaks and eggs and bacon.
Oh, yeah, that's how we do it, too. Actually, the last time our family with another family went up, Megan had a 9x13 cake that she brought on the trail.
Nice.
Yeah. So she's got one arm filled with stuff as we're portaging and the other arm holding this cake. And these men came out and were passing the portage the opposite direction, and they had they'd been in the brush for a week, and they were hungry and tired and dirty, and they saw that cake and they just stopped, and they were like, "Is that a cake?" And we were like in the dense portage. We weren't like next to the car. We're like, yeah, this is the kind of commitment level we have for cake. That's awesome. Well, speaking of good food, I cannot talk about the highlights of summer without mentioning the state fair. One of my highlights is to go to the state fair at least once, sometimes twice. And every year on my iPhone, I have a running list of all the food items that I eat per year. And this year I brought my mother, and my mom and I also have like these things that we do. And just like for example, going to the pig barn and seeing the biggest pig. Just for your culinary enjoyment, may I list out what
yes,
I
please.
ate? Okay. This is just one day, and potentially shared with people, but certainly all in. Okay, a corn dog, pork chop on a stick, cheese curds, lefse, fresh squeezed lemonade, Peachy's Baking Company donut, Sweet Martha's cookies, Diet Coke, and water. So that was this year, but I can't even tell you how many. Let me just see here. Oh yeah, well, okay. Here's another one. Okay. This is not from this summer, but so I'm deviating from this summer. Yep. But I just think this is funny. Pork chop, cheese curds, lefse, Diet Pepsi, Diet root beer, Luigi's fries, crepe with Nutella and banana, malt, coffee, fudge, corn, blue beer, and a corn dog. That was in one day. I love the state fair.
The state fair always has like the new, like one like new food.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like a Snickers bar dipped in chocolate or something.
Yeah, no, deep fried.
Deep fried.
Silly. Come on, get with the program.
Oh yeah, everything's deep fried. I forgot.
And on a stick. I love the state fair. I love and which makes no sense because I don't really like greasy food as a normal rule of thumb. I don't like crowds at
crowded.
All.
Yeah.
And I just love the state fair. I just love it. I just love the people
Again, it's like
watching.
Maybe one of those tradition things that is just grooved in.
Yeah. I just love it. I have all these little habitual places that I go stand at the DNR pond looking at the fish, obviously. Yeah. The seed art is so amazing to see. The pig barn. I always go see the chickens that look like Phyllis Diller, with the big, huge, pompous hair. I just love it.
Yeah,
I don't
awesome.
know, but I think I've missed the state fair once in the last 15 years, and I felt I was trying to act like it was no big deal. I really felt sad. So that was a really
That's awesome.
big thing.
Another fun thing I did this summer is I went to the Oshkosh Air Show, which I do every year.
Yeah.
But this year it was different because I went by myself. I did a solo trip.
Yeah.
To
that's right.
that event.
And did you fly there? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you camp
I flew there. I camped under my airplane.
Yeah.
But in years past, I've gone with friends in the plane, or I've gone with Ethan. For many years, I went with Ethan. But this was the first time I went by myself. And, I did have friends that also went to the show,
sure.
so I kind of met up with them. So it wasn't like, me completely alone in the woods or anything.
Yeah.
Which is on my list of things to do maybe next summer.
Yeah, I was going to say, but that's okay too. Yeah.
But it was interesting because I kind of like this solo adventuring a bit, and I actually have been really thinking about going and doing like a solo backpacking trip maybe this fall. But going out to the show was the first time I didn't have anyone else's schedule or needs or wants, or I had no consideration for anyone else but myself.
Yeah, that's really nice though. It gives you so free. You're free.
Yeah. So I went to all sorts of classes and learning events, and learned way more about aviation than I've ever done in previous trips out to that air show.
That's interesting.
So it was really fun.
Interesting.
But it had a whole different flavor to it than in the past, and it was nice.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's awesome. I forgot you did that.
So
yeah.
And then
what else
you got? What else you got?
Well,
how much more can we pack? How much can we pack in a summer? This is crazy.
Well, the last thing that I would say is that I had, again, my UK friend and her husband came and stayed for 2 weeks in August. And this has become an annual trip for us. We do things together. We either travel there or they travel here. We trade off. And this year it was their turn to come west. And we decided that we would have them here for a few days. And then we went to Banff and Lake Louise in the Canadian Rockies. And we did that trip for a week. And it was and this is actually the third time that Mitch and I had been, but it's the first time Fiona and Colin had been. And we had so much fun. We rented e-bikes in Canmore. We went on a gondola ride up in Banff. We rented canoes in Lake Louise. We rented e-bikes and rode between 10 miles between Canmore and Banff and back. It was absolutely the most fun trip of hiking, biking, canoeing, just, outside. And I love that place so much. It is an absolutely beautiful, pristine, miles and miles of trees, miles and miles of beautiful lakes. It's
you just sent me pictures. I mean, it's like you can't even hardly describe those pictures. They look fake.
I know. They all look fake. Yeah, every one of those pictures looks fake, and they're not
perfect.
The colors, I know. So that was how we sort of kind of came to a close before Labor Day. Is we did that trip with them, and we just really enjoy being with them. It's really fun to spend time with good friends, and I think finding friends that you can travel with is very unusual to be able to find friends that you can travel with for long periods of time. So many things have to go well. There has to be so many agreements that you make without even really realizing it. But your eating schedule, your sleeping schedule, your drink. Do you drink? Do you not drink? What do you do? Do you like being active? How active? And what do you consider too busy? What do you consider not busy enough? All these things come into play when you're trying to travel with others. And we're just so fortunate to have people that we can spend time with. We also did another trip. I forgot about the trip we went to in Utah. I forgot we went on that trip too. This was the summer of trips. another couple friends of ours, we went to some of the big state parks or national parks in Utah. And we had a really good time with them too. So it's just like, that was kind of the theme for the summer. But I would say that was like the big final thing for the summer.
Nice.
Was that? Oh.
I'd say my biggest adventure was our mine and Abby's state park hiking quest. I think it's beyond an adventure. It's a quest. It's a mission. It's so.
How many of you got done now?
We're at 26 of 69. Although this weekend we're gonna go knock out 8 more.
What?
Yes.
How can you knock off where?
Okay, so here's what this is Abby wants to visit every state park in Minnesota before she graduates high school. There's 69 of them.
There's a hike.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. I've got the map on my wall. It looks like we have.
I never knew that.
I have on my wall what looks like some sort of crime scene investigation with maps and markings and lists and patches. It's kind of, I'll send you a picture. It's kind of crazy. So we want to get to all of them, but it's hard because there's 69 of them.
Wow.
To get
I never knew that.
To some of them, they're pretty remote. So you can't drive from your house, go to one, and come home.
Yeah.
Because that would take forever.
Yeah.
So we go on these little missions where we go and try to knock out like 6 or 8 of them over a couple-day period. And we don't just show up and be like, take a picture in front of the sign and go home. We have to hike them and find the hiking club password somewhere on the trail. So.
Oh, what? Wait. Mm-hmm. What do you mean a hiking club password?
So every Minnesota state park has a designated hiking trail that's between like maybe 1.5 and 7 miles long. And halfway around that path is a sign with a word.
Come on.
And you put that word in your logbook so they know that you did it. Right? And then you can go get patches. And if you get all of them, you get like a plaque. So we're going to get a plaque.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I never knew this. This is absolutely fascinating considering that I was raised in northern Minnesota, total outdoor girl my entire life.
Maybe it's newer. I don't know. It's awesome. It is awesome because there's no way we would ever go to any of these state parks. Right?
Wow.
Like you go to the ones near you, or you go to like some of the more
ones
popular
that everyone
ones.
talks about. Yeah.
We never go to these I want to say about unpopular. These less popular state parks, but they're amazing. Yeah. They're so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And so I like these activities that are both kind of like an adventure, but also also a to-do list. You know how I like checking things off the list?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
But
it's a twofer.
It's great because it requires trip planning. It requires preparation. It requires kind of like the physical effort of doing all the hikes. It's super fun to do with Abby.
Oh, I bet.
And so I like these activities that are kind of like mission-based.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. God,
So-
we had great summers, didn't we?
I
And you know
did.
what?
We
There's
did.
so many things I didn't even talk about. Like I didn't even talk about catching like the biggest bass I've ever
fishing.
caught.
Yeah.
I never talked about the fact that I did so much fishing that I actually broke not one but 2 fly rods, and that has never happened in my history of ever fishing. So I mean, there's just so many great. This has just been
Hopefully some of this is kind of like helpful for other people to kind of see like what things can you do over summer, because like a couple of notes that I pulled out is we talked about like being really community involved. That's kind of like my kind of stuff. Doing a solo trip. I actually recommend for everybody to go do a solo trip. Cause it's
I have done that myself. It's amazing.
Really good way to understand yourself. Food and friends was a prevalent theme. Both of us clearly like adventure.
Yeah, totally.
And to-do lists.
Do you know the other reason I really like this conversation the reason I really like this conversation is we are focusing on a very positive thing. And I think that the world has so many areas right now that people are focusing on the negative thing that it's easy to get swept up and to forget. There's so much joy and so many wonderful things in just your standard everyday living. And I think that being able to have this kind of reflection makes me feel so good because it's focusing on a lot of really joyful things.
Yep, I agree. And I refuse to let go of summer. So
Ever.
It's,
me
you know, it's mid-September and we're going camping.
I love it.
Did you enjoy this episode? Please go to your favorite podcast platform to subscribe, rate, and leave a review so others can discover it as well. Growing self-awareness is a lifelong journey, and it's better when we're all in it together. Please think of someone you know who could benefit from hearing today's conversation and share this episode with them.
We can't thank you enough for listening. Until next time, happy exploring.